Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Touchpoint Group Banking App Insight session. And we're looking at the major UK banks for the month of November, and in particular, NatWest, who have had a good jump up in performance. And Tony Patrick, you've had a little deep dive there. I'll hand it over to you because you're the guy with the big brain.
Great, thank you, Glenn. So UK banks today, looking at Lloyds, Barclays, NatWest, Nationwide, Santander, and HSBC. So let's jump straight in and see how those scores have moved. So first of all, I'll change this chart for a moment and remove HSBC for the scale purposes. But you can see that just on HSBC, they have actually had that improvement and they've maintained it, which is amazing, which is great for them. They've actually picked up above 3.5. They've actually even improved to some extent in November, so that's very good. They obviously can maintain that, but they've still got a few banks above them they can still aspire to as well. What I'll do, I'll remove that to have a look at our scale. To remove our scale here, just get rid of HSBC here for a moment. So one of the things we can also see is that, as Glenn mentioned, NatWest has had that increase in November, and it's fairly dramatic. It's gone from a score of around 4 up to around 4.5, so above 4.5. Half a point is fairly big on its own, but doing that at the top end of the scale is rare to do it from that level. You can do it like we saw from HSBC down low and then up to a sort of reasonable level, but into this sort of stratospheric level of up to 4.5 is rare. What we have seen for NatWest is a gradual decline, which I'm not sure they would have seen necessarily because this score here is what we call the engaged customer score, and that covers anyone who's given both a score and a comment in the App Store or Google Play Store. And that allows this to be very sensitive compared to other measures that anyone might have seen. And so that movement down we're seeing there for NatWest might not have been seen necessarily by NatWest, but they probably would have seen this jump up at the end here, and that movement's really positive. So let's have a dig in and understand why that's happened. So what I can do is, first of all, let's have a check, okay, where's this coming from? So it's coming from both Google Play and App Store apps. So you can see they've both had a jump from October, big jump there for App Store for Apple, 3.6 up to 4.2, and then Google Play 4 up to 4.6 up here. So they're both lifted, which is really positive. And they're going hand in hand across the board as well. You can see that decline, the gradual decline was across both as well. So let's have a look in here at, first of all, how NatWest compares in October compared to others. And then we'll have a look how it compares in November to others. So broadly, we can see here, NatWest on the right here is a bit of a helicopter view, just sort of showing what are the things, where do they stand out, where do they over-index on certain things. You can see broadly there's a lot of red. We've got a lot of red. There's a few sort of slight green things, but issue clearly with check deposits compared to others. And also there's things around mobile app updates and even a few small things around battery usage and so on. So that's where it stands then. Let's have a quick flick across then to November and see what it looks like then. So a quick glance at what they might look like. So now you can see, first of all, a lot more green coming through. So that's really positive. They're actually doing well in a positive way on a few things. So for example, here we've got good transfer between accounts. We've got sort of helpful app in general, and account to account transfers positive. So that's really good. There's all these features and journeys are popping through in a positive way. We still see trouble with check deposit though. So clearly that's an issue that they can still improve on. And also a few login issues coming through as well. But again, very positive for them. They've actually moved in the right direction. And it's that next level which start to wipe out the smaller things like check deposit and app login in there as well. What I'd like to look at now, though, is the app release cycle for NatWest. Now, this looks amazing to me. This is basically when the app's released. We can see here, for example, week commencing, this is across the past 3 months. Week commencing 12th of September, we see that version 7.21 drops away, version 7.22 comes on board, and pretty much all customers take that on board. They take that through, and they take it on board, and then it's great. So I suppose there's a bit of a trust there as to that app release is pushed through, customers take it on. Excellent. We can see there across here, there's probably it looks like a 4-week release cycle they have, and that's really positive. They don't have sort of a mix of things we're seeing with other brands where you've got people have 5 different versions of the app are floating around out there at the same time. That's not very positive because you're going to get a very different experience as a customer. So here it's very positive. As a new app's released, it comes through. Great. Let's have a look though. We saw broadly the scores. So if we look at 7.21 way back here, the score is 3.9. We go to 7.22, the score is 4.1. So each release is having a gradual improvement. 7.23, 4.2 is the score. We hit this latest version though. This is where the score jumps up to 4.7. So not this gradual stuff we've been seeing before. It's a major jump in improvement. So very positive there for NatWest. Let's have a quick look though at how this has progressed across time in terms of just that broad helicopter view of the concepts going on here. So in here we're looking at there's a few problems here. Even though they're getting a reasonable score, there's poor functional suitability. The app's not sort of working as it should. The poor update in there. This is way back in. This is September. Let's have a look at the next month and how that improves and progresses forward. So here, suddenly it's not all red, is it? So we've got a bit of grey in there, which means it's going towards that green. So we've got things like there's an issue there with that battery usage, which hit in October. But let's look at this recent month. We've got this massive increase. So this is where it's really positive. It's moved up. So suddenly we've sort of hit that threshold of actually you're now actually going head to head and being ahead of other banks in here. Good app usability, good app operability. We're getting a lot of things like journeys popping through here as well, and good navigation. So the improvements they've actually done, it's a massive congratulations to them because actually they've made this improvement and customers have taken it on board. So well done to that team to have moved that forward. So thank you, Glenn.
Yet again, focusing on consistency and getting those little things right can have a massive impact across the board. So well done, NatWest, and looking forward to our January special where we're going to be doing the 2022 year in review, looking at all of these banks and really some of the stories that have popped out and some of the trends that we can identify that are going to help you have an even better 2023. Thanks, folks.